What's going on, Otaku Squad? It's your boy Roman, aka Mr. Anime 343. I know this might be a little bit late, but basically, I just actually had to give my thoughts about this. I usually do this after watching the current episode of Redo a Healer, but it turns out that due to snowstorm and also finding an alternative way of actually finding the episode subbed, I had to freaking sit down and actually watch the uncensored version of the current episode. And I'm gonna have to say we are halfway through the hopefully first season of Redo a Healer. So basically, I just really wanted to give you guys my personal take on this. But I gotta say, boy oh boy, was it messed up. And I mean messed up. Basically, it turns out that Kiaru has actually got himself another girl onto his side. Of course, Setsuna and Freya, aka Flare, actually were getting a little jealous of the new girl. That's the thing about actually having harems, of course. It's actually pretty tricky when you actually have multiple women you're actually sleeping with. But let's say we actually cut to the, as the next Taku term would be, let's cut to the meat and potatoes, shall we? Okay. I gotta say, basically, the girl that actually raised Kiaru, Anna, oof, man, that was just a freaking breaking point right there, man. Basically, it turns out Leonardo actually captured and even was about to actually execute all of the members of Kiara's village. And I do warn you, these are actually spoilers if you haven't seen the episode yet. I do apologize in advance. So if anybody hasn't even seen it yet, I'd suggest actually wait until the episode comes out and hopefully get to see some of the good stuff. Now, as you know, oh man, this was actually just a brain jacker of a ride. Let's just say it is not pretty. Basically, it turns out that Leonardo actually R-worded Anna, aka the girl that kind of raised Kiaru back when he was living in the village before he became the healer hero. And oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Don't think he was actually going to take you lying down either. Okay, let's see. Also, another thing that happened is he actually used his healing magic to actually transform into the soldier he killed, the one that actually ran away from the village. And able to actually elaborate his little revenge scheme against the titular captain, the one that was actually, per se, was actually hunting him down using his likeness. And oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, this was actually just messed up. And basically, he even actually freaking took a hot iron and actually seared it against his face for some dumb reason. I don't know. Basically, he can't actually stand looking at the person that he's actually trying to hunt. So he actually just sears his face with a hot poker that Kiara actually used in the episode. I think it was either 2 or 3. I think it might have been episode 2 when he was actually manhandling the princess and R-wording her as well. Let's just oh man, it just gets darker and darker from here, guys. I can warn you right now. Revenge is never pretty. That's all I'm gonna say. It is never pretty. You do not want to actually, go and piss off someone you don't like and just cause them so much problems. I mean, I just really love it because it's fiction. And according to the mangaka, they were actually a victim of sexual abuse as well. Ergo, how messed up Kiara was when he was actually getting R-worded as well. And sexual assault and anything of the like, not fun. I can actually tell you, basically it's not fun when it's done IRL, but in fiction, let's just leave it at that, okay? People need to learn to differentiate fiction from reality. There's a clear-cut case between the two, and there's a line there. But you see, most of the SJWs nowadays, and I'm going to freaking keep harping on this till hell freezes over, okay? They can't learn to differentiate fiction from reality because basically social media has blurred that line and just actually made it non-existent. But back to the topic at hand. And this is where it actually gets a little, crazy from here. It turns out that after, Kiara actually manages to put a paralysis poison through the use of incense, most of the guards that were with him, including Leonardo, couldn't be able to fight back. Oh my god, this just totally happened. It turns out that Leonardo actually got gender bent by freaking, what do I say there? By Kiaru. And then he actually has, a bunch of, muscular men leering over him with, the predatory, I want to say, toxic male gaze. There's no such thing. Basically, let's just call it what it is. A bunch of dudes looking to get off, and oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Those men were actually having their way with a gender bent dude. Freaking tearing her bra and panties off. And basically, Kiara actually tosses a lantern, causing the place to actually go up in flames. Surprisingly, it turns out that, and this is actually where it actually gets a little bit scuffed for me. It turns out that Anna, the girl that was actually taking care of Kiara when he was growing up, actually managed to see, Kiara again, but apparently she died, and he tried using his healing magic to see if he can actually bring her back to life, but it didn't work. And after having a little fun with Freyr and Setsuna, aka Flair and Setsuna, it turns out that the rest of his village was actually about to be executed inside the Colosseum. Ooh, boy, oh boy, oh boy. And I can tell you one thing. This is actually just going to get more and more interesting, you guys. I'm really happy that basically High Dive is actually going to be bringing the uncensored version of Redo a Healer to its platform. I totally would recommend checking it out if you haven't yet. Even though if it's not your cup of tea, I understand. Basically, there's an anime for everyone. You just need to learn to be respectful of it. You need to actually learn that anime is not misogyny. It's not sexist. It's not racist. It doesn't make us into, alt-right Yahtzees. It doesn't make us P to the E to the D to the O's. And basically, people need to learn to be respectful of Japanese culture and not push Western colonialism into it. That's my personal take on it, guys. What do you guys think? Leave your comments down below. If you actually like this video, smash the like button, subscribe if you're new, hit that notification bell for future updates, and just remember these three things, guys. Respect the waifus, enjoy your fandoms. Anime is freedom. And until the next one, this is Mr. Anime 343 saying, sign out, everyone.